Hello, and welcome to Braille Default, which is not what we're actually doing at the beginning. What we're actually doing is this. I have no idea what this is, but, well, that's a lie. I have some ideas of what this is. I did see that someone in the chat has, or rather, I mentioned to Lunar that this was happening, and Lunar said something that makes me believe it is not Splatoon 4. This is a YouTube video that we're gonna watch together, and hopefully it's not too loud. Hopefully. I saw this and decided I'm not watching it anymore until stream. The Sperlite Islands, huh? Is that the room we're chasing this time? Hey! Going to the map in the basement. You didn't read the article, Fry? There they are! Is this a lot of water? What's that odd glow? What do you mean there's a giant laser? Okay, that's the one thing I realized. A spin-off. Rafts. Fishing. Diving? Oh, we're stranding with them? Is it a survival game? Splatoon Raiders. Oh, that big. Oh, that's a lot longer than the trailer than I thought it was gonna be. I was like, oh, it's over now. No, it's not.
What's crackin', Squid Squad?
You're talking?
Incoming report from the Squid Research Lab.
I am shocked
we're excited
that this
to
is
share
being
our
shown.
latest findings.
This is the one with everything because there's more than just
What
this.
you just witnessed are signs of the first ever Splatoon spin-off game coming ashore.
Let's go, finally Splatoon
Raiders.
spin-offs.
Playing as a mechanic, you'll go on an adventure in the mysterious Spiralite Islands alongside Deep Cut.
You can't go for too far because you're out of stuff. Over the
Splatoon Raiders
pilot!
is launching exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system, but research is still underway. We'll report more on our findings when the results
At
are
least that's
in.
what I'm guessing. There's more. Splatoon 3! I may have scrolled up in Ham's chat and seen that this was mentioned, and I think people are happy. Is this a third set for every weapon? Which then begs the question, when does this happen? Like that a... My paintbrush! Why more paintbrush? I don't want... Hey, cat umbrella. Not every weapon. Fair. But like new weapons. Oh no, Hydra! So it was essentially just Splatoon, the direct, that happened. Is there a difference between left and right?
Well, an update to the Splatoon 3 game is also coming down the spillway. The Splatlands collection, which features new weapons from the Barazushi and Embers brands, is
I
on
wonder
its
what the new
way.
Daffle Budos would be. Right?
They're based on previous weapons, but have fresh new looks, and of course, different sub-weapons and specials. We've identified 30 in total, and hope you'll try them out
30?
for yourselves. In addition, weapons freshness caps will be raised.
Oh, why?
And
No!
you can earn new in-game
Well, no!
badges.
Why? Why would they do that? Why would they double the cap? It's already insane to begin with.
Plus, series weapon power,
Nothing
a
but
new
heaven.
stat to dive into,
Huh?
is being added to Anarchy Battle Series. This will
Oh.
track your effectiveness per weapon based on your win-loss ratio in battles. It
Oh.
will also be used in matchmaking to pitch you
Awful.
against other players with similar stats.
Oh.
Follow the Squid Research Lab for our latest findings.
So the idea is to be these
Plus...
I forget what it's called, but what do you mean plus? Can we play the old story mode? Is that what's happening? Because everything Lunar wanted would include that.
Don't call it a comeback. Okay,
oh, Urchin Abyss.
Urchin
Never mind.
from the original Splatoon game returns to the rotation for some fresh splatting on classic turf.
Let's go.
Lastly, but not leastly, for Nintendo Switch 2 players.
Oh, mouse.
You'll notice more detailed visuals, and the game will appear smoother in certain locations.
Let's
such
go.
as the square in Splatsville and the Grand Festival grounds. But no need to fear. Nintendo Switch players and Nintendo Switch 2 players will still be able to splat
That's
together.
almost required, I think, for most of these online-based ones.
This free update for Splatoon
like, if
3 is scheduled
Smash
to
gets an
release
upgrade,
June
it needs to be compatible.
Stay tuned for further updates.
That's tomorrow! Well, actually, the day after tomorrow. That's when Ham's gonna stream this! Well, yes. I would say that's pretty neat. Now I am just curious, what did Lunar actually say here? I don't want to spoil too much, but I'm just going through here. Okay, that's the one thing I see Lunar mention. That was the one thing I was hoping for. And that was, Deep Cut is getting more of an actual prominence in the next story. They were there in the previous one, or in the 3, but at the same time, as the villains, they didn't really get the time to shine that much. 30 of the 63 main weapons are getting new kits. That's really nice. That does mean they're probably going to support it for a bit longer now that the Switch 2 is here. Wonder because Smash would be a nightmare to license, would they just upgrade for Switch 2 or release a new wave of DLC? I don't think we're gonna, like... What I think is happening with Smash at the moment is that they might do a performance upgrade, but even then, that's not necessary considering what we've seen that Switch 2 is able to. Like, it's able to handle 8 Ice Climbers on Fountain of Dreams lagless, which is a feat. But, Smash, yeah, exactly. So, just existing on the Switch 2, which we realized with Metroid Dread yesterday, which is why I'm gonna do, this. Hi. Yeah, yesterday in Metroid Dread, we noticed that the load times were at least a good amount shorter. Like, I think I was in the elevators 5-10 seconds-ish every time. Also, I may have noticed I had the mouse here on this menu. I was just fiddling with my thumbs on the controller, and the controller decided, yep, you have mouse control now with your fingers. But, I think if we're getting a new Smash, it will be like a reimagining it. We're not gonna be like, everyone is here. But if they want to continue the current Smash, they need to just do more DLC which is compatible with the old one. But I don't know how much Sakurai wants that. But we'll see. But I will say that's a really good reaction to the Splatoon or Splatoon things. There was no release date, right? Hold on. Was there a release date? I don't think there was. I think we just got the title for it. Not for Raiders? Okay, yeah. So no release date for Raiders. I am a bit shocked we got this without a Nintendo Direct. And Nintendo Direct famously happens around now until the end of June. Raiders is some more info later. Yeah, it is a... They left enough information to be revealed to be like, hey, we could have a new trailer during a Direct that will showcase estimated release dates. I wonder if they're making a big Pokemon thing. We know AC is getting a trailer in July 27th, I think it was. Which is also odd. But yeah. Overall, pretty big fan of this. We'll be happy to see what that means.